Thank you for your testimony.
Thank you.
Gentleman from Georgia yields back. The chair will now recognize the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Gohmert.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Attorney General. Appreciate your being here. Obviously, people are rather sensitive to potential terrorism, especially since ISIS is known for keeping their word when they make threats, at least as often as they can. And we had a witness sometime back, the FBI director at that time, Director Mueller, and I was asking him about investigations at the mosque in Boston where the Tsarnaevs attended, and he indicated that the FBI had an outreach program with that mosque where they would commune together, but they never actually investigated at the mosque whether or not the Tsarnaevs had been radicalized. Even after Russia gave the FBI a heads up that the older Tsarnaev had been radicalized, they never asked any questions of the people there. And it's I know I've been through materials with FBI agents that have been cleaned out from the teaching materials at the Justice Department, and for some ridiculous reason they were classified, so we had to do it in a closed setting. But it appears to me that FBI agents, justice officials, are not even being allowed to be taught what it is that radical Islamists believe. Not even perhaps that Osama bin Laden indicated that the Egyptian martyr Muslim Brotherhood member Qutb wrote milestones that actually helped radicalize him. Nobody knew enough to go to the mosque and ask, has Tsarnaev been reading Qutb? Have you seen him talking about or heard him talking about milestones? It seems like we blinded, as one intelligence official told me, we blinded ourselves of the ability to see our enemy. So I was also surprised, since Director Mueller was FBI director after al-Moudi was arrested based on his understanding information that Britain gave us, but he's doing 23 years for supporting terrorism. He didn't know al-Moudi is the one who was at the bottom of starting that mosque. We know that apparently al-Moudi helped in both the Clinton and Bush White House find Muslims that al-Moudi said could be trusted to work in those White Houses. And I'm just wondering, since we now know that al-Moudi supported terrorism, we know that at least the Tsarnaevs, perhaps others who've been radicalized, worshipped at that mosque, has the outreach program been terminated with the al-Moudi begun mosque in Boston? And has there been any investigation into people that al-Moudi placed in the Clinton and Bush White House? Now that we know he supported terrorism, he's doing 23 years. Do you know of any such investigations?
Mr. Congressman, I don't have the information that you're requesting, but certainly what I can say is that you have touched upon the issue that all of us in law enforcement deal with as we work not only to protect the American people, but to counter violent extremism that does pull in young people like this.
Well, and I appreciate your calling it violent extremism. Did you have a degree in Islamic studies?
I'm sorry, sir.
I really don't know. Did you have any degrees in Islamic studies?
No, sir.
Well, there's a guy named al-Baghdadi who happens to be head of ISIS, who has a bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD in Islamic studies from the University of Baghdad. He perhaps is a better expert than you and I, and he says ISIS is Islamic. And so I think we should take the word of an expert. It certainly doesn't represent the views of all Muslims, thank God. But I would encourage you to take another look at the Justice Department training materials, take another look at your outreach program, and look back and investigate who Al-Amoudi placed in those White Houses to see if they're still around. The FBI completely dropped the ball on Tsarnaev, and it concerns Americans. They may be dropping the ball on the Syrians as we speak. My time's expired. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. The chair will now recognize my friend from Puerto Rico, Mr. Pierluisi.
Thank you, Chairman. Welcome, General Lynch. I would like to address DOJ's mission to prevent and prosecute violent crime. And naturally, as Puerto Rico's only representative in Congress, I want to concentrate on the U.S. territory. This is the same topic I raised with General Holder each time he appeared before this committee. Broadly speaking, when it comes to violent crime, the narrative in Puerto Rico has been positive lately. In 2011, there were 1,136 murders in Puerto Rico, over 3 a day, the highest in our history. Most of these homicides were related to the drug trade. So,